Overnight line movers, Teddy. Ivy League on the move here. What gives here? A little bit of numbers pushing around here. Yale, Columbia line opens up at 9, and now dips down to 7.5 here. Total of 145. Money line split of 350 plus 280. You talk about it all the time, Teddy. Sometimes in these lower level areas where you can't get a lot of money down, but you can certainly push these numbers around, and they do subject to change, as opposed to maybe Ohio State, Michigan, Arizona State. You can find some value in these lower level teams.
Sure. I mean, I'm not an Ivy League guy, and I'm not going to pretend to tell you that I know exactly why this line moved. It does not appear to be injury related.
Come on now.
It appears to be opinion related. And the opinion matters in this instance. As Columbia, I'm still seeing 7.5s out there on Yale as a road chalk. But if you shop around, you can lay 7 right now at some of the leading indicator books. Clear wise guy move towards the home team in this one.
One team that's burned me quite a bit already this year, Teddy. I like to bet the Metro Atlantic here, as you would like to say, the MAC as opposed to the MAC. Struggling Rider Bronx here, 5 straight losses coming in. Monmouth playing some pretty good basketball. Monmouth already beat the Rider Bronx on February 2nd, which I was sitting on a Rider Bronx ticket down in sunny Costa Rica. Didn't brighten up my day that night. But taking a look at this game here, it's almost like saying, you know what? Line opens up at 6, 5.5, depending where you're shopping at. Now sitting at 7.5. To me, Teddy, one of those line scratchers, because Ryder can't get out of their own way. They play at home versus Siena. They get it to down 10, tie it up, down 10, tie it up, can't get over the edge and lost, and then take an awful loss to Quinnipiac the other night where they were up, 9 points with 50 seconds to go? Shell-shocked in this environment, but the line's still going higher.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of and again, this is not a game that I can understand exactly why the money's coming on Ryder. Other than that, it is a circle the wagon spot for Ryder. They've lost 5 in a row. Monmouth has won 4 in a row. So it's certainly 2 teams that are heading in opposite directions. The markets are saying it's circle the wagons time for the home team in a revenge spot. We'll talk about this game a little bit more when it comes to watch what you bet for this evening.
Teddy, I know you like to load up on the NBA All-Star Game with all the angles that you have, and usually your best bets of the year come out of the NBA All-Star Weekend. People know I'm being facetious out there. But how about this? BetOnline always first to market, which we get a kick out of. They open up, Teddy, at 323.5, and as I look at some of the overall numbers right now, dipping down around 310. Now, obviously, that line wasn't around there for a long time, but you're looking at a huge dip in this. And All-Star Game betting, it's just fun to see a line opening up at 323.5, Teddy. Sure.
Yeah, sure. And one thing that you're definitely going to see in a game like an All-Star game where there's no preconceived notion other than historical numbers about where the game's supposed to be totaled at. And we've seen totals all over the map for NBA All-Star games over the last decade. They've gone higher, they've gone lower. What you're seeing here in this instance, BetOnline opens 323.5. Westgate here in Vegas opens 308.5. Penny Offshore opens 312.5. Bookmaker Offshore opens 327.5. That's a really dramatic disparity. You don't see lines open, totals opening 20 points different from one book to another. We have for the NBA All-Star Game. And what'll happen always in these spots? They'll bet where it opens low, they'll bet the over. Where it opens high, they'll bet the under. And you'll start to see the market line right now for the NBA All-Star Game sitting at 310.5. So we've seen some over money, we've seen some under money. Depends on the books. Now the marketplace is mature. One thing that bettors can do to get the best of the number always is take advantage of markets before they're mature. This is the game you might want to bet yesterday or even the day before. As for the NBA All-Star break, I'll put it this way. I bet more money on Orlando last night than I will for the entire All-Star weekend combined. I thought that was a strong spot. I loaded up on that game. Anything I do for the All-Star game will be pure action. The $20 bets, the $50 bets. It's not going to be a back the dump truck up to the betting window for the NBA All-Star Game. There's just not that kind of an edge.